Hey guys, I'm Rogan and this is my rant. We're doing a little bit of something different today, story time. We're going to be talking about your health, your physical health, or a little bit of mental health as well, about as you age and like eventually you will become old. I personally, I'm 29, I am approaching 30 and I'm loving it. I think my 30s are going to be the best decade of my life. I think it's going to be where a lot of awesome things happen. A lot of awesome things has happened to me previously. So I'm really excited. You know, they say a man's prime is in his 30s. So what I'm saying is that eventually we all get old, right? We all hit 60, 70, if you're fortunate, you're in your 80s or your 90s. And then if you take really good care of yourself, like you're a god, you'll be over 100 one day. I don't think I'll do that. I think I'm gonna make it to 90. That's what I think I'm gonna make it to. But I just want to tell you guys a little bit of a story. Now, if you like content like this, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it, and the subscribe button. It's free, and the notification bell. It might work, it might not. And I'd love to hear what you have to say about this age topic in the comment section down below. We believe in the diversity of thought here on this channel, and these are just ideas worth sharing. This isn't meant to be super concrete advice. Just this is what I am doing, and you gotta figure out what works best for you. Yeah, so we just talk about the topics. The theme of this channel is topics relating back to your overall four pillars of health. The four pillars, they are physical, mental, spiritual, and financial health. So I know I say all these things in different parts of the video. We gotta switch it up. So this story time is about Constance. Her name, we everyone just called her Connie in the nursing home, and I used to go with my grandmother to the nursing home. She was a Eucharistic minister, and I would visit with multiple people in the nursing home while she was doing her rounds. Sometimes I would accompany her on her rounds and say prayers with the residents because they weren't in physical shape to make it to church, unfortunately. But they'd watch it on the TV or listen to it on the radio. So Connie was a she was a fantastic person. She would always talk about her dog Tippy. It was a very cool German Shepherd. She had many pictures, many stories of her family and stuff like that. But as she aged, her family started seeing her less and less and less and less. And some people, unfortunately, if you don't take care of your loved ones, or some of these people in the nursing home, they're neglected and they don't get a lot of attention, or they don't get a lot of personal interactions. And when I used to go to the nursing home, being a young guy, like when I'm saying young guy, I wasn't even like 19 yet. I was probably like 17. I started going there when I was like 10, and then when I was like 19, I went to college and I stopped going. But so she was a fantastic person. You know, she would always tell me about all of the good things in her life, and she was like, well, I am upset that my family doesn't see me much anymore, but once in a while they show up. But she's like, you bring light to my day, and these people they crave. Sometimes they crave that interaction, but sometimes what happens is your body eventually shuts down, and you can't do the things that you used to do anymore, and your mind stays young, but your body ages, and sometimes you do something, and it's like, oh, I can't do that anymore. You know, she was she'd get up sometimes, but it was hard for her to just move around a lot. It will happen before you know it. You're going to be 30. Whoever's watching this video, however old you are, before you know it, you're going to be 40. You're going to be 50. You're going to be 60. You're going to retire. You know, you're going to be 80. If you're if you know if I'm fortunate and I would feel blessed to have my own kids someday, you know, you might have kids or you might have grandkids someday. Everyone ages. You know, we just start at different times. And my main point of this little story time here is that she would look forward to seeing me every week. And when I found out that she passed away, I was sad. I was really sad. But she lived I mean, I think she lived a really good life. I mean, I'm pretty sure she was like 89 or 90, something like that. So she was up there. She was definitely up there. She she just had all these stories about like when she was young and how times were different, and it's just a different world that we grow up in now. It's like our millennials and Gen Z, it's harder to meet that someone or start a family or even have two incomes support a household. It's hard these days. It's really hard. It's very different back then. The economy used to actually work for the average American back then, but it's completely broken now. It's so unfortunate. But she just had all these positive things to say. She would get down a little bit when she would talk about her family, but she's like, "Oh well, I look at the picture of Tippy on my cabinet, and I think of all the good because she really loved her German Shepherd dog Tippy. So yeah, I loved talking to people in the nursing home because it made their day. And when I can spread that positivity in life, I definitely recommend you try it sometime. I'm not saying like go to a nursing home where everybody is sick, but just try to make someone's day because you never know what they're going through. And a lot of people they don't want to admit their problems, or they don't want to admit like they're not feeling good, because when you're in a dark place, you don't want to admit that sometimes. So it's we all get old, and you have to realize that you are going to be that person someday in a nursing home. And you may be fortunate, you may have money when you're older, or you may be able to afford a homemaker or a nurse come and help you, assist you and stuff like that once you can't help yourself anymore. Or just like having being with someone. It can be any family member or friend, but if you have a significant other into your 60s and 70s, they can be there to support you. So you have to realize that day will come, and you could be before you know it. You could be that person in the nursing home, you know, whose family doesn't come see them, and that's sad. But it's a reality. It's a grim reality that a lot of people face. So that's why I loved going and just making people smile. And when they saw someone so young, they're like, "Oh, wow, a young person is here! A young person is here!" That they would just light up. The staff loved me. It was just fun. It was just fun being there. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that more serious rant, the topic. Hit that like button if you liked it, and remember to smash that dislike. It gives me a chance to improve, make better content, make more content, and just get better overall with what I'm doing. If you didn't like my shirt, my topic, or my face. All right, guys. Have a great rest of the day. I will see you next time.